So, how do good feelings lead to a well run business? It might not, I mean, just might not be a thing to for you to consider that feelings are so important when we're navigating business, when we're navigating business decisions, when we're going on our kind of day to day busyness in our business. But they really are. They really, really are. And that's underpinned by a fundamental truth about you as a business owner, and that is that your clarity and common sense are in a good feeling. I know that might sound challenging, but when you really think about it, have you noticed how when when you're not in a good feeling, you make decisions that don't pan out so well, that don't take you in the direction you perhaps want to go in your business and in your life too, of course. A lot of the time when we don't feel good, we do the most, well, the thing that feels pressing, perhaps that thing feels urgent, perhaps um, it feels stressful in the body, but it looks like there's some urgency to do something. So we act from that place, from that discombobulated place, and we put out into the world from that place. And we often look then back at our previous decisions and go, oh dear, whoops a daisy, that probably wasn't the best decision I could have made. That hasn't really worked out how I would have liked it to work out. And then we think there's something wrong with the world. I think we often then think, oh yeah, that's because, the world's a bit rubbish and it just hasn't worked out that way, etc. But really, it's because we've missed the point that clarity and common sense arise not from a place of feeling horrible in our body, but from a place of calm, from a place of peace. On a day-to-day basis in our businesses, we come up against moments of feeling off, out of kilter. Discombobulated seems to be the word that I'm using this week. We feel out of sorts, and then we act from that place. And I feel like sometimes we're so busy, we don't even notice how awful we're feeling, because we're playing whack-a-mole, aren't we? Hitting the next thing and the next thing and the next thing and trying to manage our business that way. But this session here is an invitation really to just play with the idea, or play with the experiment with allowing feelings of discomfort to pass before you do the next thing. And in my last video, I spoke about this. I spoke about how I had got really upset about a figure of charging something, and how when I allowed that feeling to pass, when I allowed the upset to pass, it became very clear what I should do next in terms of navigating that decision-making process. Now, I think it's easy to make a pause look like procrastination. Pausing is not procrastination or avoidance. So when we don't feel good, quite often what we then do is procrastinate. So we're going towards the vision, we're going towards the desire of what we want to create in our business, and then we get sideswiped by the emotional upset, the discombobulation. And we then go like this. We go away from the thing that we were going here, and then we go, oh no, I'll go over here. I'm not doing it. That feels horrible. That I don't want to do that thing. It feels awful. In actual fact, the feeling isn't coming from that thing we're about to do in our business. It's coming from our thinking about the thing, the beliefs we have about the thing, what that means about us fundamentally most of the time. And the avoidance is to avoid the feeling, but we don't have to avoid the feeling. If we can pause long enough and allow that feeling to pass, then the clarity comes in. So pausing is not the same. Procrastination is, I'm going in this direction, it feels horrible, off I go to do something that's feels less difficult, that I don't have as much thinking about, as opposed to what I'm saying is, we're going forward towards that thing, it starts to feel uncomfortable. So we pause, take our hands off the keyboard. Most of us are sitting at a keyboard most of the day, aren't we? We stop, we take a breath. We allow that feeling to pass. And from there, once we are back into that good feeling, it's almost like when we're upset, it's like the compass is spinning round and round the compass. Which direction? Oh, I'll just go there. Like we almost don't even have the compass functioning at all. It's going round and round and round and round. When we pause, we're just going to let that compass stop spinning, because it won't stop spinning if we keep shaking it and keep spinning it around. But if we just let it be, let it settle, let ourselves settle, then the compass will ping back into action. And when we can then make really clear decisions, we can take next steps. The decision or the next step will just become very clear. It'll feel so clear. It won't be, is it this, is it that, what shall I do? Or going round and round in circles. It won't do that. It won't be that. It will just be a really clear next step. Like what happened to me with the decision about the charging. Just felt it, and it felt right. The next thing to do once I had settled. And what we can often do, you see, is when we're feeling that spinning, when we're feeling unpleasant in our bodies, we might try to get more systems in place, or try, oh look, I'm procrastinating again, right? I need a new time management system. I need a new I need something new to do. What shall I do now? Shall I use, like I used to do, shall I use the Eisenhower matrix, or shall I go back to Asana, or shall I use Google Tasks, or shall I just use a pen and piece of paper and a list? There's all that stirring up. The right system will emerge when we're calm. I now use Asana, bless it, on a daily basis. I use Trello in certain areas of my business. It works really well because my mind is clear, not because it doesn't work the other way around. The best systems and the best actions emerge from clarity, not from us trying to force ourselves to do things. And there is, like, I think for this to happen, there needs to be a slowing down, less busyness, less frantic action in the world, an opportunity to breathe and slow down. Now I'm kind of causing it the power pause. It's almost like it's an opportunity for you to take back your power, and your power is available to you in a good feeling. Let's face it, that is when we feel most empowered, isn't it? When we're in a good feeling. When there's excitement and joy and presence and aliveness. And when we're in that flow in our business, it's amazing, isn't it? Like, it feels so good when we're in that aligned place of productivity. It doesn't feel good when we're playing whack-a-mole, feeling stressed, feeling out of order, feeling overwhelmed, anxious. That does not have to be the way of business, even though the hustle mentality that exists in the world right now is making us think it is supposed to be like that. No, it isn't. It's not supposed to be like that. Honestly, it doesn't have to be like that. Yeah, so I hope that helps. Follows on from my earlier video this week that I released earlier this week, and that I shared live. And if you're ready for a well-run, good feeling business, because you can have both, I promise you, then please do reach out to me. Let's move this needle in our business lives away from the hustle, because busyness has never been the answer. It really hasn't, honestly. I should know. Okay, my loves, I hope that's helpful. Please do reach out if you want to talk further. Take care. Lots of love.